How's it going, guys? Welcome to the stream, Sky. How does YouTube find these places for me? They're all small channels. Hopefully that's a good thing. I'm Rival Indigo and pretty much just chill, watch YouTube videos, maybe go over, I don't know, whatever random topics come up. If there's anybody in the chat to talk to, and it kind of helps us organically figure out what we want to do. See, here's Zage. Are you still here? The view count went down, so. It's time for some Mountain Dew and gummy bears. I saw somebody post something about some Taco Bell earlier, and I was kind of upset that they brought that to mind because I was about to stream, and I wasn't about to not stream to go get Taco Bell. A little bit interesting. Now, sure how long it's going to be going for? Are you asking how long the stream is going to be going? Not too bad. Today was my day off, so I did the gym after work yesterday, so I was able to just kind of be lazy today. Got some little bit of news on some changes for creators on YouTube. Kind of interesting. I only got to skim over earlier, but certain links are no longer going to be clickable. I guess before, like, because we had these banner links on your channel where it had like all your little social media gadgets and all that. And so I guess that's going away, first of all. Yeah, but they're going to change it. So used to on, I guess it was only on desktop, not on the phone, but like in your banner for your channel, there was the little buttons up here. If you added social media links, then they showed up there for people. They're going to get rid of those, and they're going to have prominent clickable links on creators. Oop, well, I guess I can't highlight. What's up, Chris? Prominent clickable links on channel pages beginning August 23rd. Viewers on mobile and desktop will start seeing these. Basically, it will be like a button here. I don't know if I like that. I mean, that's good for mobile, but if you're a desktop user, I think it kind of sucks for them to remove the little buttons in the banner. I thought they were cool. Shorts are no longer going to have links in the description, which of course I always put like my Instagram and threads and stuff like that. And that I'm gonna take this time, see if I can get my profile image to work and set it up, but it never went through. Interesting. Yeah, I know sometimes it can lag behind when you're trying to set up your profile. But yeah, so there's no longer like, and I guess nobody was really looking at these anyways. You know, when you watch a short, very few people were actually going and clicking the little dots or whatever and going to, oh, here they are, the little dots here, and going to the description and then seeing the links. So it's not a huge deal. So they're going to get rid of that, and they're going to have like a little clickable thing right here to lead to your other content and such if you like. Yeah, so just I'm always like kind of scared when YouTube starts making any kind of changes to things. I just found out the other day that apparently through a friend of mine who's also a YouTuber, that if you're live streaming and you have less than 1,000 subscribers, apparently it will actually limit how many viewers you're allowed to have. And in my mind, I'm like, well, this must have something to do with trying to protect you from view botting, right? Or protect YouTube. You know, that they don't want people just like have bots with a whole bunch of fake viewers. But I just feel like that's kind of a weird way to do it, because there's raiding and stuff like that. Like if you have larger creators that want to raid smaller creators and help them out, but then those creators have less than 1,000 subscribers, they're going to end up limited on how many of those viewers can come over. Now the local furry can be seen as but yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So the links are going to go away from the desktop channel banners, and there's no longer going to be links in shorts, comments, or descriptions. But they're going to add this little button thingy here on mobile, and then for shorts they're going to allow creators to link to other content of theirs here. So kind of cool. It'll be interesting to see how they roll it out, of course, because it's YouTube. I saw you followed me on Twitch the other day, Sage. I followed you back over there. I played a little Warzone last night. Epic Legend, welcome. Every time I read your name, it's like it's a Max Mofo thing. I want to say Massive Legend instead of Epic Legend. I mean, that's cool, because if it's pointing you to people with less than 1,000 subs, I think that's good. Kind of help us all grow a little bit. Last stream we were talking, we started with like the kind of the retro video game talk. Old consoles, and that slowly moved over into the server life side of things. I actually enjoyed that though, because it's kind of fun to look back at some of these older video games from the late 90s, early 2000s, see what they were about. Well, I don't. Yeah, I don't know about like um, concurrent viewers. I mean, that's been better. It's been like 4 to 8. Like I think the last stream there was a couple moments where I saw it jump up to 8 and then it would drop back down to 4. So it's better than like the 2 that I was that I did have before. Gonna like create pressure to be interesting, I suppose. This was a little bit earlier start. Normally I don't even start until like midnight. So make sure I'm not lagging here. Where does YouTube think I am? NL. That's funny. No, it doesn't actually say. Like, that would be nice if you knew. It'll literally just pop up with a message, apparently, if you're trying to join a stream. And there's a lot of people trying to join that stream, and the creator has less than 1,000 subs. It'll apparently block you from joining the stream. It pops up a message saying, hey, we limit the amount of viewers for people with less than 1,000 subs. It's a very strange thing. You'd think that they would want to see people get more so they could grow. Oh, what's that channel? I gotta go pull up my own personal YouTube now. Apparently, Epic, yeah. It was actually Cosmic who showed it to me. Right, and that makes sense. Like that was like you're a good warrior from fire. That's that, you know what? That's probably why you can't make them money yet anyways, so they figure, okay, we're worried about stream botters and they can't make us money anyways because they have less than 1,000 subs. So we're gonna limit how many people can jump into a stream if they're lower than that. There was a drink channel. I always thought his stuff was interesting. I gotta find him now. That was what I wanted to look up tonight. Sorry, I'm over on my TV now trying to find this channel. I wanted to like watch a couple of his videos because I haven't watched him in about a year. The first time I saw this guy, he was doing figuring out how to make these drinks and test them out. Oh, here it is, how to drink. Okay, pull that up. That should have been obvious. I don't know how I didn't think of that. But yeah, the first time I saw this guy, he was showing you how to make a drink from Cyberpunk and then like trying it out. So, but that was the last time I watched his channel. I've been wanting to go back and like see if he's done anything cool. Let's pause that. Drinking the 90s, how to drink. You know what? That actually sounds pretty good. Gotta drink them all. How to, yeah. All right, let's go here. I want to check this out.
There is actually some like funky looking mold under there.
It was discontinued in 1999. So that's the youngest this bottle could possibly be.
Cool. Somehow I'm going to put this in my mouth.
What is the oldest thing you've drank? Like a can of soda or anything like that?
All the kids are into the 90s now, right? Isn't that a thing? The Zoomers? The Zoomers are actually into it, or am I out of touch? Let's start with Kool-Aid.
These were
Bursts.
so good.
It feels like an udder. You ever milk a cow? Like you're just
All those really fun like summertime drinks.
I don't like it. I'm genuinely dreading putting this to my lips. Like I didn't realize how much this was gonna pain my soul until I got here and was confronted with the reality of having to drink this. It's a lot less sweet than I remember it being. 75% less sugar than regular soda. Whoa! It did just hit me with like that berry blue flavor, man. I was just transported to like pool parties of my youth. Instant headache too. I don't have a lot to say about that, except that it is the flavor of blue. We have two red flavors.
It may have less
There's
soda
Tropic
or
Punch
sugar
and
than soda,
cherry.
but it's basically just sugar
Tropic Punch.
water still. I think I know how to drink.
I can't believe that anybody tricked our parents into feeding these to us. It's water with sugar in it.
Yeah,
Maybe
basically.
some dye and some flavor. This one's cherry. I think it tastes a little bit like some kind of cough syrup or a medicine. You know, honestly though, if we were to try to make like a cocktail,
There's those other ones too. They look like little grenades or barrels or something.
Enough
I like those.
flavor in the Kool-Aid bursts for them to stand up to anything I could mix them with. I wouldn't even know what to do. I'm gonna take
Never had them?
glass from Visky. I'm gonna
I've had
throw
plenty of
in
them.
2 ounces of vodka.
I guess I'm old.
I genuinely can't think of another thing because they're so mildly flavored. These
Oh, is he gonna add
Kool-Aid
alcohol now?
doodads that, like,
Oh, this
they're
totally
gonna
makes sense.
disappear in the presence of
course he would.
just about anything you can add to a drink. I'm gonna throw in an ounce or half an ounce of lime juice. Whatever comes out of there is fine. I'm gonna take some seltzer, make a vodka soda.
The first vodka soda on how to drink.
The first vodka soda.
Yeah,
on
the
how to
little fruit
drink it.
barrels.
I'm
Those are my
adding
favorite.
cherry for starters. It's getting very red.
Vodka
like it.
bursty blaster.
Let's just put in the whole
Big
thing.
oof.
If you do a seltzer and 2 ounces of vodka and like half a Kool-Aid burst, you get into something that's like sort of okay. I mean, it's still, it's not interesting. I don't think that these are that useful. I think these ones suck. I think we started in the wrong place. For
I think
your
we
sake, I'll
started
add
in the
other
wrong place.
colors. It's just gonna start to look like Coca-Cola.
I mean,
It's not
yeah,
about the look.
they're basically
What's it about?
just
It's making the suicide Slurpee.
sugar water.
It's
So
not nostalgia, Greg.
Where do we go from here, Meredith? Pepsi?
Sunny D.
Sunny D.
I love
Sunny
Sunny D.
D, tangy original. Have you changed your formula, or are you still just mid-century poison? In the
It
age-old
was
war between
fantastic. It was
Sunny
not
D
poison.
and the purple stuff, I'm going with Sunny D. Oh wow, this is the same. It tastes like orange juice that burns the back of your throat. That's pretty cool. Look, man, I think
Bro, I can literally stop at Dollar General and grab the dollar, like whatever it is, liter
make a drink. I don't know how to define
of
what
Sunny
I'm about
D
to do.
and spend
But
the
I know it'll
entire
be
rest of the
fine.
night just
We're gonna
chugging
take
that
a glass.
stuff. I
I'm
love
gonna take
it.
some crushed ice. I'm gonna put some crushed ice in that glass. The next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add an ounce of Pinnacle whipped cream vodka.
Okay, okay.
More like an ounce and a half of that good stuff. I'm gonna add an ounce of regular vodka. I'm gonna add an ounce and a half, maybe 2 ounces of Sunny D. It's just yellow. All right, let's see if that needs any help. Yeah, it's like another half an ounce of this stuff. 3/4 it turns
Let's
out.
just add
We're
some
kinda
more
working on an
alcohol. That'll
orange
fix
Julius.
it.
And if I had some half and half or something, I'd probably throw that in there to cream it up. Wait a minute. I already know what this drink is called too. We're gonna throw some rum chata in there. Cool. This drink is called I Really Should Not Have Come to This High School Reunion. A little more rum chata in there. This is making
Bro,
it great.
so eventually
fine.
it's just
what
not
you'd
even going to
expect.
taste like
It's
Sunny
gross.
D anymore.
It's real sweet. But you know, that's kind of where things have gone to because I really should not have gone to my high school reunion. That's a nice combination of flavors. A little bit more of that Sunny D action. There you go. Maybe we should call this drink a parent-teacher conference.
The parent teacher. So I do want to.
Yeah,
I want to
you gotta
say,
crank up that.
the restaurant I work at, we actually have every day we have daily drinks that the bartenders will like go through like our recipe book, or they'll come up with something, right? Because they're bartenders. They know a little bit of mixology. I used to bartend, so I have an idea of some of this stuff too. But one day they made a drink that was called Sunny D. That was our special for the day. And that stuff was absolutely fantastic. It obviously didn't use actual Sunny Delight, but they used like orange juice, and I think there was a splash of something else. I think it's like they floated grenadine on it or something like that. But yeah, it had like vodka and a couple other little bits of flavor. It was really good. It was very refreshing. I don't know about actually using actual Sunny Delight in an alcoholic beverage, but if you make something inspired by it, it's definitely
Sunny
good.
D. Tastes like tanning oil, orange dreamsicle. And I'm not gonna lie, it's gross, sweet dessert stuff, but like that's what I would do with Sunny D. You tell me I gotta make a cocktail with Sunny D, I'm looking for a bottle of rum chata and something in plastic. All right, well, listen, I don't know, man. Sunny D, fucking Kool-Aid juicers. Up next, let's get into Orbits. I don't know, it's just staring at me right there. Here it is, Orbits. Look at this son of a bitch. A little crusty in there. There's definitely some black
I actually don't remember Orbits.
floating around. I'm not sure how well they're showing up on camera. They're tiny, but there's something
Kind of
in there that's
surprises
not
me
good
if it was like a 90s
and I'm
thing.
not gonna drink a lot of it. When is Orbits on the market? How old is this shit? Ooh, it's like sealed up tight. Oh, nope, there we go. It smells like the mall. Like walking past Bath and Body Works in 1997.
So you're drinking
There
like
is
hand lotion or
actually
something?
Some like funky looking mold under there.
It was discontinued in 1999. So that's the youngest this bottle could possibly be.
Cool.
Cool.
Somehow I'm going to put this in my mouth.
Aw, come on, bro. It's not that
Let's
big a
just
deal.
not die. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's funny. I think I did have this once, and I was fairly disappointed with what it tasted like. It doesn't really taste like much. It's really subtle. I would not even describe it as raspberry citrus. And I'm not going to drink any more of this. There is factually black mold rolling around in there, and my wife's going to be supremely upset with me to find out that I had this.
Literally just dies from doing this video.
Believe it or not, I think I can actually make like a cocktail version of Orbits, black mold and all. I would say it's
So yeah,
perfumey,
like what I was asking
and like they say raspberry
for you guys,
citrus. I mean, maybe once
what
upon a
is
time
the
it was, now it
oldest
just
drink
tastes
you've
like
had?
Bath and Body
Because
Works.
I
It's got
know
them
for a
bubbles
fact
in it.
I've had a
Cans.
can of
I've got a
soda
bunch of boba.
that
I bought
was,
them for the D&D rep.
well, it was
that
at
we did with
least
Matt
10 years
Kogo,
old.
You know, because I thought they'd be like
Because
weird
it was
fantasy
out of
ingredients.
date by
They
like
are
10
weird
years.
looking, floating around in their
This was
little
a
tubs.
long time
Also
ago when I was a
thinking about the fact
kid, and
that
I
they
was
said
like,
it was very
whatever,
perfumey.
it's
We
soda.
grabbed orange blossom water, and then this is cherry blossom syrup, and it does have like cherry blossom extract in it. This was purchased for the David Martinez episode where we had to make the different flavors of Nite Cola.
Cool's age.
So these things apparently.
Yeah, I
are
mean, if you're here
flavored.
listening, that's all that matters.
Wow. Those are like little explosions of passion fruit in your mouth. I am filled with hope and inspiration. I think this is going to go well. Let's go with gin. We're going for inspired by, not a direct reproduction of. So, ounce and a half of gin in here.
I love the slow-mo on the pouring the alcohol, because alcohol like moves different,
Do half an ounce of that.
you know?
This might be a hopeless effort on this one.
Looks really good in slow motion.
Oh, I think we can keep going. We're going to add as little of an amount of orange blossom water as I can get away with, like a drop or
Bloop.
two. And that's a lot. This is Bitterman's Orange Cream Citrate. I don't remember who gave it to me. I think it was a gift. I think that we can't go wrong with anything.
Yeah, if you've never
that's-
seen this channel, this is like all he
in this
does. Well, I mean,
space,
not this specific
4
theme
drops.
for this
I
episode,
like where
but
this is going.
he makes
I wanna add
drinks,
a
kind of
bar spoon or
reviews
two
drink
of
things,
chartreuse.
and
Just 1 bar spoon. We did a half an ounce of our elixir, but this is pretty watery.
I've seen him
from the
do
way it
like a
pours,
couple
so I'm
videos
gonna
where
do
he
another half an ounce.
goes
so
over
what I
the-
want to do with this now is I want to actually put it into a mixing glass and stir it up. I'm going to do some other
the
weird
drinks
stuff.
that are made
I'm
in
gonna take
video
an
games
orange
and reproduces
peel,
them.
And I'm going to pull this, and I'm going to put this whole thing into this drink. And now I am going to stir the drink with the orange peel in it. So we stirred that up. I want to put it back into this glass, and I want to do so without ice. Then I want to take a goodly scoop of boba,
A goodly scoop.
and then I'm going to make it like a fizz. We're going to top it up with seltzer. So what do we got to do to make them float?
I'm gonna
We
see that'll have to be something I look up.
increase the density
Food
of this
streams.
liquid.
seem to
probably
be a good thing.
So let's just try it as
Boba. I honestly have no
very
idea what the heck
orangey,
boba is and why
but
people
it's
are
not
all
bad.
about
It's
it.
quite tasty. Start with the boba. Oh, that's really cool. The boba with the drink.
Neato
and,
bubbles.
In the mouth burst and the pomegranate-ness of it. That's really fun. You can explode them into the straw. That's weird as fuck. If we wanted to change the density of this spirit, or of this cocktail, you could add some more simple to it. I don't know if that's going to get us there, but we could try it. It's not actually as sweet as you would think. I'm going to do 3/4. And honestly, you can already tell it's not working because
Simple
they're
syrup
sitting on
is
top of the
basically
sugars,
just like
you know?
liquid
There's
sugar.
just limits to what I can do on the fly with physics here. Let's see how it is really sweetened up. Tastes like an orange soda. I wonder if I've missed the mark here. It doesn't really come across as being very perfumey. All right, just
The
one more
plot
time.
is-
wanna
I
try
like this,
I'm gonna see if I can make one that's not orangey.
These little
This is
bullet
very
points
orangey.
here of what's going on.
I'm gonna see if I
Plot
can
is
make one
lost.
that reads more floral specifically. 1.5 ounces of gin. I lied. 2 ounces of gin. 1/4 ounce of Saint
Always
Germain.
use another half ounce.
A dash of orange blossom water, like a couple drops really. An ounce of our rose elixir. A 1/4 ounce of velvet falernum. Or sorry, 1/2 ounce of velvet falernum.
Ant
Crack
just
some
went
ice in
like
there.
scurrying across the desk in front of me and freaked me out.
Stir that up. Pour this into that. Some seltzer, doubling the volume almost. A goodly scoop of our bobas.
Yeah,
That's
see, I have
way
no
closer
idea
to
what,
the mark.
what
That's much
bobas
more
are.
floral,
They
for
look
sure.
cool
That's actually really nice.
in this case.
The interplay between the gin and the flowery Saint Germain, maybe you could even increase that, and the rose. It really comes into focus when you add the pomegranate, whatever is going on in these goofy guys. Then it truly tastes just like a bouquet, like an explosion of flowers, you know? And it definitely tastes like the little spoons, I mean, close to or in the direction of the little spoonfuls I pulled out of the tainted orbits. I don't know what to call that drink. What do you call it? You said ode to orbits. I think we need a better name than that. I want to call it the Dead Mall.
There you go.
We got 4 things left. Let's just taste these fuckers.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Capri Sun. Capri Sun.
Hi,
What the fuck does
Hanifa.
Capri mean? So this is the Pacific Cooler.
CC, the Bollywood's on right now.
Wow. I'm glad
not
we tasted that, 'cause
sure
that is
exactly what you're
Whoa,
talking about.
Baby, that's
Is
bad.
that music?
It is kind of what I remember, though. I sort of remember this taste. I want Doritos now so bad.
I want Doritos.
Like,
I
Which
get
flavor?
that feeling a lot of times.
original Doritos.
I want Doritos
And I
now.
want to watch Home Alone.
Yes. Capri
That
Sun.
tastes like, what does it taste like? Yeah, here's a visual for you. Find somebody who's been sitting on the beach all day in the 90s, covered in tanning butter. A lot of these are tanning butter flavored, but this one's watered down with their sweat. So you got to lick
Aw,
it off
come
their
on,
body
man.
after they've been in the heat all day.
You haven't had a Capri Sun since the 90s?
Yeah, squeeze it out of their body hair and put it in the garbage. That one sucks. Let's try a high C
Wow.
orange
I'm insulted right now.
lava burst. I don't know what's lava about this. Okay, this is Tang. That's all this is. This is just exactly the same as the Sunny D, or slightly different than the Sunny D.
Sunny D and Capri Sun. Like,
And it's garbage.
It's so hard
but
to
it also
top that.
doesn't make me retch. The other one was like retch inducing. So we have 4 flavors here.
Oh, you got all 4 flavors. So mine was
I remember
the black
these.
cherry. I think that was my favorite.
Well, we don't have
See
that.
ya,
We have
Epic. Thanks for
Mountain
coming by.
Blackberry.
That's what I'm thinking.
We've got Orchard Peach.
I'll have to go by and
We've got
see what's
Wild
new on your channel
Cherry.
soon.
And
Yeah.
this is my favorite one, though. I love this. It's Country Raspberry. Got a real Pepperidge Farm vibe, you know? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Wild Cherry went all kinds of wild. Here we go to the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Clearly
That's a
wild
lot
cherry.
sweeter than I expected it to be. I mean, like, I thought this was just going to be flavored
Oh,
sparkling
thanks for the
water.
subscription,
Where's the sugar?
Hanifa Bibi.
25
Welcome
grams
to
of sugar.
Rival
Wow,
Indigo
that's
at
actually
night.
kind of a lot. That vaguely reminds me of, do you remember White Rock Soda? It's like
Yeah.
the same flavor compound, but like a less sweet variant of it. All right, so let's get into Country Raspberry.
Pretty good.
The raspberry
Just chilling, watching some YouTube
flavorant
videos.
presents less
Trying to
sweet,
find things that are
same
amusing.
quantity,
Chit chat, you know.
Mountain Blackberry. God dang these fucking goldly doodly doos. Every single one of them. Oh. That does not taste like blackberries. It might taste like mountains.
It might
Yeah.
taste like dirt.
That's like sweetened dirt. Good lord.
Sweet.
I'm trying to be objective about it, but like I'm sure you could convince yourself that like, that's good. I like that flavor. Mountain blackberry. But like if you just
Yeah,
come
but
at
dude,
it,
you didn't like
if I
Capri
didn't tell you
Sun.
what that was and said put this in your mouth.
So I
you would have a
question all the rest
viscerally
of your
negative
opinions
reaction.
on things.
Which one is this? This one's Orchard Peach, the last one. Oh man, and you thought Mountain Blackberry was bad. Wow, you like
Wow.
these?
The wild cherry, loved it.
I recognize that that is a flavor that I have been told is peach in the past, but I can't read it. I can't actually taste it as peach, you know?
Last but not least.
Let's get into it. Crystal Pepsi. Do you remember Crystal Pepsi?
Oh, yeah.
All right, Sky.
Right
Yeah.
now.
If you want to follow me elsewhere, I'm on Instagram and Threads as well.
So what do you remember it tasting like?
Citrusy. It was like Pepsi, but like
Hopefully, we'll see you on
but like with
stream
some
again.
lemon added to it, and I really liked it a lot. I was into Pepsi Crystal.
I must be misremembering completely because I remember it tasting like cream soda.
Well, let's find out. We're both right. It's like cream soda-ish with a note of lemon. And like floor cleaner. I'm going to try to make this drink clear, but I don't know if I can promise to make it clear, because if I add any fruit juices, we're going to lose the clarity on it. I did find this bottle of vanilla vodka, which we must have bought when we did an episode on.
Yeah, I
Flavors
pretty
vodkas,
much
and
I
apparently
spam
I don't
everybody
know.
that I'm
And the reason I wanted to have something vanilla is because I'm pretty sure cream soda is
about to
basically
stream
vanilla
all over my
flavored.
social media and
Let's
stuff.
have a
I
shot
am
of
in
this.
Eastern time zone, so it is 12:17 right now.
Oh. Yeah, I can see that being vanilla. It's like actually surprisingly unsweet. Jesus Christ. And I got rum jam. This is an agricole rum from Martinique, and please forgive my the flavor I put on the pronunciation there. It's very light. It's very bright, brighter than most rums.
So typically when I stream, it's
Extremely
usually
hydrates.
going to be
It's like,
about midnight is when I
way up
start.
here. If we're gonna make an alcoholic spirit,
I started a little
cocktail
early tonight just because I
inspired
was
by
in the
Crystal
mood
Pepsi,
to get
this
going.
feels like my base.
But
Let's start with an ounce and a half
9 p.m.
of rum
So
jam. I think
you're
I want
over
to do
in,
half an ounce of our
Western
vanilla
time
vodka.
zone.
So currently
Or,
a 3-to-1
West Coast.
ratio. Let's see where that lands me. Simple syrup, half an ounce.
Sorry, Hanif, I don't do like face stream.
Okay. That brings us closer to our expectation of what this should taste like. We're gonna slice.
But
lemon.
yeah, Sky, I stream
My patented fruit ninja cut.
so far
Okay, so we're gonna
it's
do half
about
an
like
ounce of lemon and half an ounce of lime.
four times a week
That's the
usually,
lemon,
and
there's
then
the lime,
I'll have a couple days where I'm like
half an ounce of each.
I take a break or I stream
It's actually a little
Warzone or
too
something on
tangy.
Twitch.
I think we need to bring the sweetness up. I'm gonna do that by 1/4 ounces.
Oh, Mountain? Yeah, I used to live over in Mountain.
Yeah, just 1/4 ounce extra. Really kind of changed it. Cool. Let's shake this sucker up. I'm gonna put it in this glass over ice. Grab a spear. Okay. And then top it with seltzer. Now, in practice, I would carbonate this whole drink. See, absolutely no
See, I
reason
used
why we
to-
shouldn't just garnish this with some mint.
I used to know a
slap
lot of
straw in
the
it, and
more of the
Bob's your uncle.
mixology, like how you're supposed to build these drinks with different ingredients and stuff. But apparently,
I'm pretty happy with the way that came out. So
Like,
number one, the drink that
working
I
in the
yesterday
service
is
industry, like
much
once
less
you get
sweet
away
than the
from
Crystal
bartending and
Pepsi.
move
So
back
it's
into like
really hard to
serving,
draw a direct
get kind
comparison
of-
between the two, but this
like your brain washes out the old
definitely
information and
feels
refills it with
directly
the
inspired
stuff
by
you need
this.
currently.
And I think it's a good representation of Crystal Pepsi if Crystal Pepsi were to be made into a cocktail. The only thought I have, which I kind of forgot a moment ago,
Well,
but I'm going to try
because
it
we
now, is
basically
that
I like to
there's a
watch
part of me that
videos
wants to
and
just
talk
try
about
this.
them,
It's
have
the
something
kind of thing
going
I
on in
would
the
never do
background,
normally, but when you're
so we
working.
can chit chat about it.
Put this back into my shaker.
Just a little bit of something
Just
going
so I
on.
have a place to do this work. Okay, so I think this might be a thing that would really take this drink to the next level, which is to take a lemon peel, spritz that in, toss it in, do 2 of them. Take a lime, and they don't
And
really
this
peel
video
that
was
way so
about
good, just use
basically
like this,
recreating
and I'm gonna
some
try and do it in such a way
tastes
that
of the
oils
90s,
spritz
but in
down
alcoholic
into the
beverage
drink.
form.
Now I'm gonna muddle those 2 peels into the drink. The tiny cuts on my fingers are currently on fire. Just really kind of try to get as much of those oils out into the drink.
like your finger
Once it
oils
goes
into
back
the
in there.
drink, or
Absolutely, that's what it was missing. It needs those oils. And actually, it needs more lime than lemon, but we're definitely on the road there. When you're building your drink in the shaker, just get a friggin' grater, a zester, do a whole lemon, do a couple rips of
Zesty.
a lime, done. The reason I don't just do a peel and twist over the top is because I want it in the drink. I don't just want it in the nose, I want it in the drink. That really puts it into this Crystal Pepsi place. Not that it tastes like Crystal Pepsi. You can register that it's inspired by Crystal Pepsi. I think this could have more vanilla flavor.
I
so
actually
maybe
haven't had Crystal
do
Pepsi,
equal parts
surprisingly,
between
so
vanilla vodka and like a really light, fresh, bright rum like an agricole. Some people are probably upset that I used the rum agricole in creating this because it's like it's a rarefied thing. An agricola rum is like ooh, look at that. It's classy. It's a ooh. From a single estate and everything. We made some drinks from 90s nostalgia stuff, maybe a little 80s nostalgia. You will find me on TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon.
That was okay.
They are appearing.
I
down
obviously
here at the bottom of
don't
the
fully
frame.
agree with some of
Making the
his
show for a really long
thoughts
time,
on
and
some
if
of the
you were new to the
drinks
show and you
because
liked it,
even
well,
now I
leave
feel like if you
a
pick up
like and
a pouch
subscribe. I
of
used to
Capri
say
Sun,
that those things don't
it's
matter.
still good stuff.
I'm not so sure anymore. I think maybe they matter. Actually, I think they might matter a lot. Anyway, here are 4 more things, episodes, channels, links.
But I do like seeing his little methods here of taking a drink, whatever kind of drink it is, and breaking it down. Like this was drinking the 90s. I was like, oh, that's relatable. But turning it into some sort of bar drink. Well, that's okay because you can come here. Here we go. All caffeine. See, this is my jam right here. I love
Today on
me
How to
some
Drink, we're
caffeine.
going to make caffeinated cocktails, all kinds of caffeinated cocktails, as Miss Kate Moss would say, for when you want to wake up and get fucked up. We're going to bleep that, because you can't put that kind of word in the beginning of the episode. Today on How to Drink.
Caffeine's my jam. I live off of caffeine. So we're
There's
gonna
no
do
reason to
drinks
beat
with
around
caffeine.
the bush. We're going to get right into it and start making caffeinated cocktails. So if you're thinking about caffeinated cocktails, you're probably
So
only
how did
thinking
you
about the espresso
find the
martini.
channel, Sky? So
Maybe
you were bringing up
you're
how it
thinking
suggests them
also
too.
about the Irish coffee.
I'm kind of
right?
interested.
But apparently there's like a whole world of caffeinated cocktails, and I want to explore it. I want to present
orange
those
juice and
drinks to you.
7-Up
And I
actually
think
sounds
most of
pretty
these
good.
drinks are drinks you're going to find elsewhere if you really want, but here they are in one convenient place. So let's start right off with Jeffrey Morgenthaler's take on the espresso martini. This is a drink that was originally invented by Dick Bradsell. I don't know if it's Bradsell or
I've made some of
Bradsell.
those.
I'm not of a UK persuasion, so I can't quite nail that exactly right, I'm sure.
I forgot to
Apparently,
silence my
allegedly,
phone.
because Kate Moss in the 80s ordered a drink that would wake her up while fucking her up, and so he invented the espresso martini. I feel like there might be a little bit of poetic license in that tale, but all the same, let's
Yeah,
make the
I feel
drink
like
today
celebrities
as
would
Jeff
probably be
Morgenthaler
experts
kind
at that kind of
reinvented.
thing.
Here's a
Like,
hitch.
I want
Jeff
something
Morgenthaler's
that
recipe
is,
calls for
I can get
an
my
ingredient
morning
he
alcohol
makes
and it's gonna wake
called
me up.
cold brew concentrate, which is essentially a pound of coarse coffee with 2 quarts of water left to sit for 24 hours. I actually don't.
I like cold brew.
My mustache is growing up my nose hole.
It's like the one coffee I like
I've never
right
made
now.
cold brew,
Espresso
but
and
I
cold brew.
don't know that that's actually any different than the way you would normally make cold brew, except for maybe the amount of water to coffee ratio. 2, decided on this episode with less than 24 hours to shooting time, and therefore I don't have that ingredient. Instead, I have
On short notice.
Chobani's cold brew pure black, and it is just coffee. It's just cold brew coffee. One thing about cold brew versus espresso, and I want to point this out, espresso is actually not the most caffeinated form of coffee. Espresso does not mean espresso, like puts you into express mode. It means espresso. It means it's made with pressure. It has to do with the amount of pressure that the water is
I
under
drink a
when
lot
it
of Mountain
does the
Dew.
infusion. Cold brew
A lot of
is
Mountain
going to have,
Dew
I think,
and the Mountain Dew
scientifically,
energy
the
drink.
highest level of
Amp.
caffeine of any coffee, just because my understanding
But
here
if I'm
is
trying
that
to get
caffeine
caffeine from like a
extraction
coffee
from the beans
source,
has a lot to
then
do with how
I like,
long those beans stay in the water.
cold
When you make
brew.
cold brew, you
Something
pretty
I
much
really
always
like.
let it sit overnight as
Cold
far
brew
as I know,
coffee.
and that's a long time. So we're gonna make this drink. Let's start with 3/4 of an ounce of Kahlua. I need 3/4 of an ounce of 100 proof Stoli, 1 ounce of our cold brew concentrate. In this case, Chobani cold brew. I'm going a little off memory here, but I'm pretty sure Jeff Morgenthaler calls for putting a little lemon peel
A little
in
bit
the
of lemon.
shaker. And I think that it makes sense because if you do a twist of lemon over the top of this, you would probably destroy what we hope to develop is a nice and frothy head. 1 cube. This drink traditionally gets a garnish of like 3 coffee beans floating in its foam.
Delicious.
There we have an espresso martini, more or less, as Jeff Morgenthau.
That's not how they looked when I made them at the restaurant I worked at. They did not come out nearly that good, but I think that was just because we weren't provided.
I hope I was right in throwing that in there.
We weren't afforded the time to make them like
the
that.
Coffee is so good. What a wonderfully elevated drink. It is a little sweet, but it's a comfort food drink, right? Like it's an espresso martini. Most people want their coffee to be a little sweet. I drink my coffee black, but most people like a little sugar.
I think
in their coffee.
the one that I really like is the mudslide.
Perfectly balanced, perfectly presented.
It's like
maybe my presentation
frozen.
to be desired. Boy, is it good. You get the coffee, you get this like lemon that offsets it. There's a sweetness to it. Obviously it is alcoholic. I mean, it's hitting all the marks as far as I'm concerned. Now, Meredith, what do you think?
Shout out. I love it. I love that. I love an espresso martini. I think like the
Just like,
bitterness
I
of
love
the
it.
coffee and the sweetness. It edges on a dessert drink, but it's not.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next drink. I just want to point out this glass was provided by Visky. Visky asked me, hey, can we be a sponsor of the show? I said, let's see the glassware. They sent it over. I said,
Let's
it's a beautiful
see the
glassware. I will
glassware. Send
happily
me
use this on
stuff.
my show. Let's do it. Now they're a sponsor. They're
I
a
look
sponsor
forward
of the
to
show.
the day I'm
So if
sponsored
you
by
like
like
this
Ridge
glass
Wallet
or
or something
any
like
of the
that.
other glassware that's going to show up in this episode, it might be one that's not from them. Check out the link up here in the corner. Check out the link in the pin comment below. Use code HowToDrink15 at checkout, and you're going to get 15% off of your order. So, Visky Glassware, thank you for sponsoring the show. We're going to move it on to something that I don't want to spend too much time on. We have to address it. The Jaeger Bomb and the Red Bull vodka. Basically the same drink. One has Jägermeister, one has Red Bull, and one has vodka in it. Obviously, this drink is caffeinated and mightily caffeinated. You know what it is. It's a glass of Red Bull with a shot glass of
I like Red
Jägermeister
Bull.
dropped into
Definitely
it.
like Red Bull.
There was a time in my life when I used to hang out at a goth club in Philadelphia called Shampoo. Actually, the event was called Nocturne.
I have
My
been
drink of
a
choice
server
then
and
was a Jaeger
bartender
and Red
for
Bull,
about 6
but not
years.
a bomb that I would sip on, that I would enjoy, because I was a demented young man. I was sick. There was something wrong with me. There was a darkness in my heart.
Last stream we talked a lot of we did server life stuff, so we were looking at videos
you wanna
about
do lunch? I'm ready
working
to
in the
eat. If you're
service
ready to
industry.
eat,
I'm very ready to
Let's
eat.
eat this food. Thankfully, Factor is a sponsor of this show. So thank you, Factor, for giving us the lunch that we want to munch. So
Let's just I'm sorry, bro.
I'm going to take a quick
We're gonna skip the
crack
factor
at the
thing.
idea of elevating the Jaeger bomb. I don't know if I'm going to succeed or not. It's just a fun idea. Let's see what I
see
can
that
do.
can of
We've
Red
got
Bull.
our
in
Red
it. Yes,
Bull.
I will definitely
We've got
drink
our
that.
Jägermeister, which of course is an herbal liqueur.
But I'm not a fan
People
of
have
putting it with the
corrected me because I've said,
Jägermeister.
Jägermeister is kind of like legalized
Channel sponsors?
absinthe
I think
or
it's really
sweet
good.
legal absinthe.
First of all,
No, it's an herbal liqueur. Yeah, it's an
it
herbal
frees
liqueur
up
that
the
has
creator
a lot of the flavor of
to
MS
potentially have
and
more
AC.
resources
No doubt there's other
or
stuff in
time
there, but,
available
like,
to them to
that
put
tastes like
into
sweet
their
absinthe.
content and
We
improve
got our
it.
Red
if,
Bull,
you
we
know,
got our Jaeger.
maybe make
Red
a little
Bull
bit of money
is
on the
very
side
sweet.
from whatever they do as a
Jaeger
day
is
job.
very sweet. I think we want to do something here that'll knock the
So
sweetness
I think it's
down
I think
a
it's
little
pretty
bit.
cool.
I'm gonna mix
It's
this
kind of
here.
like
One thing
how
that's
you know
missing
you've
here is
kinda
I would
moved
like
up
there to
a
be
little bit,
citrus.
you know?
There's really no reason for this to not have citrus in it. I happen to have lemons within reach. Let's go with lemon.
like whatever way a creator gets supported.
Let's
I think
just
it's kind of
say
neat
1 ounce
because
of lemon juice, right?
for a lot of people, you might be you want to build a
I'd like
community.
to figure out a way to get a little more character.
It might be
in
a
there.
hobby,
Let's start
but anytime
with
that you can
3/4 of an ounce of Jägermeister.
have a
It's
little
actually
bit of an
more than
income
3/4, not
come
quite
from
an ounce.
your hobby, it can enable you a little bit better.
Not bad. I want to get some other character in here. Maybe.
I honestly don't know because I mean I have none myself, but a
Quarter
channel
ounce of
sponsorship sounds cool. Like you as a creator being sponsored,
get the Jaeger?
sponsored. You know, maybe that's like a long-term deal versus just a
Yes,
one-time.
I am, but I want a little bit more. So we went 3/4 of an ounce before. Let's put the other quarter in. We'll make it a full ounce. There we go.
Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe what I should have done is a little less Fernet. Maybe that should have been like 2 bar spoons or something. Same difference here, though, more or less. We're changing our relationship basically to the lemon, but the lemon is
I think if you
Plenty
do
of
it in like a classy, like I know I skipped
I'm gonna
his
stir
ad,
this
you know,
with ice.
but that's mainly just because I'm streaming.
Probably could have
So I don't
shaken
want to
that,
make people
actually.
sit and watch it.
I was going to do this as a highball, but I
But if
appear
you
to be
do
out
it
of
in
ice
a
spears.
entertaining
so let's just do
fashion,
something insane.
and
I
it's
haven't had
not
a chance
like
to use this guy yet. This is
it
not
doesn't
a place
feel
to
like
make your ice. This is a place
like
to
obviously it's
shape
an
your
ad,
ice,
but
and
it
that's
doesn't
what
feel
does. You
like
get your big
shilling.
block of ice, and you melt
You
it
know, then I'm like, you
against
know,
this
that's cool.
giant
You know,
aluminum heat sink.
do your little bit, and you know,
There we
make
go.
a little bit of
I
money
gotta
from
say,
your
that is
sponsor.
beautiful, right? That is a beautiful thing.
Oh, that's
Let's
really cool.
Place it into my glass.
In ice form, that's pretty awesome.
Strain that right over it. Absolutely absurd. Zero reason for that to be in there. And then top it up
Except
with
it's
beautiful
really
Red Bull.
cool.
Maybe not top it up. Maybe just double its volume. Mmm. Lovely. What would you garnish that with? I don't know. Molly, I suppose. Honestly, some mint probably would be the answer, really. So let's
Every
see how
mobile
my
game sponsorship-
elevated, just
yeah, that's
slightly
true.
modified Red Bull and vodka, or Red Bull and Jaeger goes. It's got a little
That's
more
the thing
character,
that,
but it's
yeah,
still
if they're
predominantly
like,
Red Bull.
come on,
The
I'm
is
making a
nice there.
10-minute
It
video,
helps it
and I'm going to
just
sit here and
breathe
talk
a
about
little
this
bit less
thing for
sweet.
like 2-3
There's
minutes.
a little bit
That's a
more
little
character
much.
from the Fernet. I think that probably my relationship between Fernet and Jaeger itself are probably off a little bit. I'd like to have a little bit more representation of both of those. They're definitely correct.
I don't know if
and
you watch
true
anybody
to,
like
the shot you would drop
JonTron
into a Red Bull typically. We're
or
gonna put in another 1/4 ounce of
trying to think of
our
somebody else, but like for instance,
Fernet,
JonTron, he has like
and
Raid
honestly,
Shadow
another
Legends sponsors and stuff,
3/4
and
of an
again,
ounce
like
of
his production
Jaeger.
value has gone up. He
Pour that in
obviously
there. Look
puts
at that. The color shift
a
is
lot
huge.
of time and
Let's
money
see
and
how that
effort into
is.
his videos. That's great. He's got a
Much
team
better
of people,
balance.
so you
Still
kind of
pretty
need
much
those sponsorships if you want to grow to that.
Well, you do get an
But
evolution.
typically
You
he
get
does
this
them in
intermingling
kind of
Red
a
Bull and
humorful
Jaeger right up
way.
front.
Like
There you get those
they are
flavors. Red Bull, to
entertaining,
me, tastes
not
mostly
just
of violet, actually.
a product placement.
And also with the anise kind of absinthe flavor of the Jägermeister. And then that goes through a period of volume coming down, and then it turns into just this very mildly bitter, severely attenuated Fernet. Because we got a lot of other stuff going on in there. Not bad, not bad. I think it's fun to take something like a Jaeger bomb and improve upon it. There might be a whole
you can
episode in
only
that
go
kind of a
up when
thing.
it comes to a Jaeger bomb.
I do
so
know the
that's
real
pretty
fix
easy.
for this.
I'm sorry, I just do not like
Tastes like
Jaeger bombs.
bubblegum right now.
I think I had one
It's 10
10 years
dashes
ago,
right
and
in
that
the
was
store
probably the
now.
last time I cared to
Because
have one.
boy howdy, is that what this drink needs. It's blessed now. Try it out. It actually is interesting. It does taste a little bit like a hippie store. Where
What do you
they
mean the
sell soap,
non-sponsor ads?
But not in the worst way.
Red Bull really takes.
You talking about
over.
like when
Oh,
there's just
God,
like
yeah.
YouTube ads that play? Or?
It's not the worst thing I've ever had. Like,
Absolutely not. Yeah, it's not the worst thing. Another caffeinated cocktail today on how to drink.
if I went somewhere and they're like, "We've made an elevated Jaeger bomb," and I thought that was funny, and that came out, I'd be like, I mean, it's what it is.
All right, well, I made 2. Let's move it right along. Right after this. I'm feeling buzzed up. All right, so this
Bet he
next
likes
drink is
that
going to
drink,
involve
apparently.
matcha. Matcha is, I don't actually know really how it's made, but it's tea. It is tea leaves that have been dried and then made into a powder. Tea is relatively caffeinated to begin with when it's just like steeped in water. But with
When it comes
matcha,
to like
you
the
are drinking
YouTube
the
ads,
whole
it's
tea
kind of
leaf.
like, well, you don't
That's
really.
pretty caffeinated
I feel like you
stuff.
don't typically
I've
have
done
a
a few drinks
choice.
that have matcha
I mean,
in
I've
them
never been able to
on my
place
own
any on
show.
my videos
They've
yet.
just kinda
Like
wound
YouTube
up having
has on
matcha
a
in
couple
them
of
for
my videos,
various
but I'm not
reasons.
monetized.
I thought about inventing my own matcha drink here, but I
But
did
at
a
that
little
point, it's
research on it,
kind
and I
of
was
up
like,
to
you know
them,
what,
like
there's a lot
what
of really
plays.
cool matcha drinks out there
If
that
I had, if
sound
you have
awesome. I just
control
wanna
over
try
it,
them. So let's pick one that sounds really interesting to me.
like
This
obviously
is
it's
called
kind
The
of every
First
creator's
Lady
goal
by
to end up
Grant Wheeler. It looks like
monetize and start making some
Leandro
kind of money
over
from what
at,
they do. So
Educated Barfly. Also
I definitely want to get there, but I feel like I'd want
but I wanted
to
to try it. It sounds really good. So
unobtrusive.
we're gonna
Like,
shake this drink.
there might be an
We're gonna do
ad,
a half an ounce of
you know,
lemon
that
juice.
runs or something like that, but I can't imagine like
We're
doing
going
any of
to
my
do half
videos
an
or
ounce of
streams
simple.
or something like that and having like, I don't know, just a bunch of ads
Half an
playing
ounce of
and stuff like
Cointreau,
that.
which
It just,
is
it would
going to
seem
provide a
weird.
very different flavor from the dry curacao that I tend to use. It's a lot more tart, a little less sweet. And I'm gonna use my big old handle of Tanqueray. I feel like handles are something we don't usually see on the show, but they
Well, the
exist.
people I usually see
Valid.
drinking Tanqueray,
1.5 ounces
that
of
kind of
Tanqueray
describes them
from
perfectly.
my handle. Next, we're gonna need a teaspoon or thereabouts of matcha. I have this green tea powder, universal quality. I don't think that's a particularly high quality, but it's a
Yeah, I feel like a pre-roll or even a post-roll, that's not too bad.
matcha.
Because the
One
post-roll is like, hey, I
don't know how
mean, they
big a
made it
basil
all
leaf
the
I'm
way to the
supposed
end of
to
the
use, but I
video,
use
so then,
this
you know,
basil.
an ad plays. or if they're
fucking
interested
love
enough, they'll
basil.
get through
Oh
the.
God, I love basil.
Yeah.
I eat pizza for dinner. Add all ingredients.
Yeah, because
plus an
YouTube's
egg
going to make
white.
money off you one way or the other,
Here.
whether you're monetized or not. So they'll throw ads
It's
on
the
stuff
basil.
and they'll make the money.
Smell a little weird.
So I figure
I was
if
like,
that's
what
the
does that smell?
case, then when I get
a weird
monetized,
smell
well,
to
then at
come out of
least
an
I'm
egg.
getting a small cut
Yes,
of
basil
whatever
would be a
they
weird
play
smell
on
to come out of
on
an
my
egg.
videos.
Dry shake. Add some ice. Shake it again and pour it up. Ah, the dreaded dry shake disaster. You gotta be careful when you're dry
Right,
shaking.
mid-roll,
What happens is
that would be like
you
up to
have
the,
ice in
to,
the
to the
shaker, it
creator.
gets
I don't know if
colder
I would want
inside.
to do that.
Air condenses when it's cold. It forms a
I'm not
seal.
sure that I'd want
Without
mid-rolls.
ice, that doesn't happen. And actually, if anything, the ingredients you have start to take up less space. The egg unknits, which probably to some minute degree increases the air pressure inside of here, and it just wants to leak. So you really get a good seal. I screwed it up today. Okay, that's our dry shake. Looking.
I do miss it. I do
Great.
miss bartending.
Get a big cube.
I knew how to make
Says don't
a
break
few
it,
different
don't do anything.
margaritas and the martinis.
And to that I say, you are the boss.
like
Grant
all these
Wheeler.
different cocktails that we had on our menu, and then just kind of the regular
probably the
stuff that people like to order. It was fun just
This is a
knowing
little
how it
guy.
all worked.
He's just a little guy. Ah, he's just a little guy. Hey, boy. Ah,
Have you
yeah,
had a little
blah,
much
blah.
Jaeger there?
That was the right choice in glassware. Very happy with the way that looks. Little garnish. One grocery store basil leaf, maybe two.
Oof,
I don't know.
if I'd want that in a
Yeah.
drink.
Put it right there on the surface. There you go. And here we have the First Lady. This is a drink that is beautiful and will hopefully wash out of my mouth the taste of that horrible Red Bull.
Oh shush, Red Bull's good.
That's a delight. I'm
Yeah,
afraid
but
of this.
that's my thinking is if you're like
The lemon,
if you're just populating your
Sweetness in the
videos
matcha.
with ads everywhere,
They
then yeah,
work
you may get a
together
few
in
extra
very
cents because it's
cool
really
way,
what it is.
where you
Unless you're
get this
getting a lot of
very nice
views,
tension
it's pennies.
between sour,
Is that really
sweet,
worth making
and
people just not want to
it
come
is
back to your videos?
technically bitter, but it's a very mild bitterness, a dry bitterness. Love that. That is a great component of this drink. It brings out these floral notes from the gin. All throughout it, you've got this
Even the
essence
blood out of the money fountain.
basil, this nose of basil. Would not ever think to put basil in this drink if I were developing it. Kind of an inspired move. If I wanted to add another component to something without basil, I think I probably would have reached for rosemary if I wanted to add that herbal element. But something else would probably overpower the drink. But the basil takes a little bit of a backseat. It provides just another element to this. I mean,
Yeah, I
this
mean,
is
like I said,
it's hard for me to
I feel like
describe it. I would
it's
say
kind
that
of
the
every
volume is
creator's
turned way down on it.
goal.
The one thing
First
that's a bit
off, to
funny
just
about it
to have
is that there's
fun,
an egg white in it, which I want. because it
learn some
really
things. Like
provides
I've
this
learned so
beautiful
much
head.
about doing
This drink
editing and
wants
using
that
different
white head,
software
right?
and now
Usually
streaming
with an egg white,
software and
you
all
get
this
a very
stuff.
specific texture and mouthfeel. Because of the matcha here, which has this drying,
So the
almost
learning and
gritty
gaining like all these skills
vibe.
and
You
developing
don't
a new
get
hobby.
that. I still
first
think
off,
that the egg white is a good
and
choice.
then
It's
second,
that
just being able,
it
like I'm
doesn't
sitting
really
here
do what
talking
an
to
egg white
you.
typically
I
does
don't know
in a
who you
drink.
are. Like
Anyway,
I didn't know
cool
you
drink.
before you came
Meredith,
into the
why
stream.
don't you
So
tell me
like
what you think of this?
that's really fun. It's cool to sit here and do this and have
I like a
people
drink
sit and
with
talk to you and
texture.
watch what you're doing.
Yes.
And it's like
But in the end, you
Sandy
still
makes it
kind of
sound
think
gross,
there's
but
always that thought in the
No,
back
no,
of your
no.
mind,
It's
like,
got a
okay,
little grit to it in a pleasant way.
eventually
Yeah.
I
You
get
chew on it.
monetized.
Oh.
Maybe I get a
Take that to,
sponsor.
take
Maybe
that to your
people
council,
do.
to your station.
contributions,
Meredith's taking
whatever.
that one. She likes it too
And
much.
these are the
You
moments on
then
the
can
show
start maybe
where you
doing
get
less
to
of
try
whatever it is you
something
do in the
truly,
real
like,
world for
special
money,
that you're
Oh,
not gonna
yeah.
see on a lot of,
and
like,
do more of this.
menus, and
That to
some
me
people
would be
have
really
stuff
cool.
on menus, but I understand it's expensive to have matcha and crazy ingredients.
Oh,
and
yeah,
all
there's
that,
a lot
but
of stuff
it's
going on here.
phenomenal.
It's a cool drink. It's a very cool drink. I think matcha is one of the most fun ingredients to use in cocktails. I reach for it somewhat frequently.
Really, I
now,
didn't know that.
But boy, do I love what it does to a cocktail. It's really cool. First off, it turns it green.
I mean, like I said, I guess
So
unless
few
you're just
ways
sitting
to
there
make a drink
peppering your
green
whole
that aren't
video with
hyper
ads,
sweet.
you should
So
be okay.
let's move on to the Earl Grey Martini. This is a drink I've made on the show before, but I really love it. It is caffeinated because it's got Earl Grey tea in it. It was made by Audrey Saunders. She had a bar in New York City called Pegu
do
Club
not
for
like
years.
Earl
It was
Grey
one of my
tea.
top 3. I went there more often than any other of my favorite bars in the city. Let's put it that way. I did get into a really kind of a hairy situation in Pegu Club.
That's the place where you
Yeah.
became the guy.
Some of that might make it into the edit. All right, let's finally make this drink, this Audrey Saunders drink, the Earl Grey Martini. I wanted to do something with black tea. I thought about Philadelphia Fish House Punch, right? The two that off the top of my head, Earl Grey Martini,
Philadelphia Fish House Punch. Both call for tea. I like Earl Grey, though. I'm an Earl Grey guy. I thought about inventing something. It's really tough to beat an Earl Grey martini from Audrey Saunders. And it looks like my Earl Grey gin is just about ready. She calls for doing a 750 of London Dry gin with 4 teaspoons of loose leaf Earl Grey tea and letting it sit for about 2 hours. That is what that is. That's London Dry. That is
So unfortunately,
Tanqueray, some Earl Grey tea.
I don't think I would like most of these
some thyme.
drinks.
Why
I'm
is
thinking,
it
yeah,
in
caffeine
an Erlenmeyer
drinks, that'd be great.
Because I bought one for a recent episode, and it was the vessel that was at hand. It also has a nice neck that I could get some tea into easily. They're handy things to have. So let's go with this drink. We're going to need our shaker. So I've chosen this glass for this drink. It is enormous. I'll probably make it a double.
You mean
so
like
what
the
I'm
music you got?
saying out loud is for a single, but what I'm going to
Yeah.
see me pour is a double.
Yeah, I
The
hate sitting there
directions on
listening
screen will
to
also be
either
for single.
a,
We're going to start with an ounce of simple syrup.
obviously not like an
I
individual
want
song,
3/4
but
of an
like,
ounce
you
of
know,
lemon
some
juice.
sort of
Again,
stream
I'm
of
making a
music
double,
or like a
so
longer
I want
feed of
1.5
music, and
ounces
then
of
there's
lemon
just
juice.
ads.
Because
And then you gotta, like, for
this
me,
is
I'll
our
be watching on my
infused Earl
TV.
Grey gin, 1.5
So then I
ounces
gotta go
is for
turn
the
on my
drink.
controller
And
and
yes,
skip
there's some
the ad.
leaves in there. You should strain this
Or
before
just
you
sit
use
through
it. But I am going to pour this cocktail out of a shaker through a strainer, so it should be fine. And an egg white. Bloop. Some people ask me, like, Greg, why don't you do THC-infused cocktails on the show and stuff? And it's like, how would I
It's the
do...
end of your day.
I know, like, I would be
It'd
fucked
be some fun
up.
afterwards.
Dry shake.
I don't know if he would survive those videos. What kind of games?
By the way, obviously I'm shaking it with ice, in case you missed me saying that. I don't know that I did. I'll let that sit while I pull a lemon peel.
I love
Okay,
the
here we
slow
go.
motion of the lemon peel every
Double
time.
is right. In fairness, this is a glass for somebody who wants a great big glass of martini. All right, we're going to do a lemon twist.
Very nice.
So this is Audrey
Artfully
Saunders'
done.
Earl Grey Martini. I'm a huge fan of this drink. I think if I'm not mistaken, I read or heard that she invented it because at the time, so many cocktails were about vodka and she wanted to get people back to gin, and she thought this would be a really accessible way to make that possible for people. That drink is a showstopper. Absolutely.
Very
phenomenal.
nice.
Doubly so if you happen to be
I
a
grew
fan
up
of
playing the
Earl Grey
classic
tea.
Sonic games.
Earl Grey tea is a black tea that has a few other flavors included,
Yeah,
but the
I
main one
cannot
is oil
stand
of
Earl Grey
bergamot.
tea.
I'm not
It's
actually
so
sure if there's
nasty.
anything else.
I like
Lady
some
Grey has
teas,
some
but
other stuff.
definitely not Earl Grey.
So you get this bergamot, sweet
imagine drinking it
marmalade
with alcohol.
orange because we've added sugar to it. It's like marmalade. It's like drinking marmalade. I love it. Makes me feel like Paddington Bear. This drink is delicious. It is
Usually
on the
I'm listening
slightly
to a
sweeter side,
lot.
Okay? It's a
I mean,
very
a lot of
accessible
Linkin
drink.
Park.
I would say it would be harmed immeasurably by trying to de-sweeten it. It doesn't want to be de-sweetened. Again, people generally like to drink their tea, particularly an English style tea, with a little sweetness in it. It has this great silky texture from the egg whites. It has this perfect balance. of
Hell yeah, I don't think
sweetness
I've ever
and
100%ed
tartness.
any of them. I
It
was
has
just happy
all
to
of these
finish.
wonderful Earl Grey orangey notes. It's like drinking a glass of alcoholic marmalade. I love it. Give it a sip, Meredith. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I didn't get to try it last time.
Oh, for
because
real?
It was a COVID episode.
Oh.
So I wasn't here.
Oh.
That's a hell of a drink.
So the next drink I want to make is called a chaperone. Now, it's a drink that I invented. I haven't made it since I invented it. We did an episode a long time ago about like
Yeah, the
Mr.
special
Black
stages
in
in CD are
cocktails.
tough. But
Mr.
Sonic
Black
CD
Old
itself is
Fashioned was
actually a
in there.
pretty
We
awesome
thought about doing
game.
that for this one.
Always
You
love
can
that
check out that
intro,
episode if you
little
want
intro,
it. I'm a huge fan of Mr. Black. We knew Mr. Black had to get
anime
in these
bit.
episodes somewhere. Anyway, chaperone, I made it a long time ago. It takes its name from being, I don't know, I guess like aroni is like a good suffix for a cocktail. But the coffee that I usually like to drink is this Chiapas.
That's
that
what I was
get
going to look
from
up.
my
I wanted to
local
look up
roaster.
boba.
People always ask me, Greg, what coffee?
I think I might.
People sometimes ask me, Greg, what coffee?
This
do
is
you
almost
drink?
over.
I'm saying
Um,
it comes in a paper
yeah,
bag.
because
You know, like it's not something you can go to the grocery store and buy, honestly. But boy, do I like it.
I constantly hear people
Gallon
talk about
of it a
boba.
day. Okay, so let's
and
make the
I have no idea what
chaperone.
it is,
Let's
so
do it now. I'm going to build
I
it
guess
in
I
a
need to
mixing
look up
glass,
some
it says.
videos on it.
It's funny to me. Like I love doing this 'cause this
2013
is a drink
remakes.
I
Were you very
invented, and I
curious?
haven't made it
2013
since
remakes.
I invented it, and it's always fun to go
Wasn't
back
that
to
in, like, a
something
collection
that I know
or
I
something
love
like that?
I made, and see is it still good. So I want to build this in my mixing glass. This is going to be 1 ounce of Mr. Black. 1 ounce of Reposado tequila. And this is correct. I know for certain that the last time we did it was with La Gratona. 3/4 of an ounce of Amaro Angostura. Amaro de Angostura. I don't see this around much. It's one of my favorite Amaros. It's so good because it's Angostura-like. 2 dashes of Angostora's Coca bitters. These are great bitters, if you can get them. They're a little bit different from Bittermann's Chocolatille chocolate bitters. Bittermann's is a little bit different. They're a little bit spicier. These are a little more chocolatey.
See, that would be
my
interesting
palate.
because
And you know what
I've
these are
only ever
really
played,
good on?
yeah,
Vanilla
I've only ever
ice
played the
cream.
games with the
Get
original
yourself some vanilla ice cream.
versions.
Flood it with
So
this and have your mind fucking blown. I'm telling you, this is unbelievable on vanilla ice cream. We're gonna stir this over ice. It says I'm supposed to put this in a coupe and garnish it with an orange. I want to put it in this over an ice cube.
It's your drink, Greg. Do what you want.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I literally have a Sega Genesis with a
with
copy
this
of Sonic the
glass
Hedgehog 2 for it. So
There you go. There is my chiaparoni. That, now I know why I called it chiaparoni, because it has the kind of, it's approaching the bitterness of a Negroni. Not at all as bitter as a Negroni, but it does approach that kind of bitterness. This has a very strong coffee that works with the tequila to come in a little bit smoky without ever actually having to use a mezcal or something that is, you know, typically smoky. It's got some char to it. I really like the way this comes together. I forgot about how much I like this drink. There is a part of me that wonders about it being slightly sweeter, like an old fashioned. Bar spoon, 2 bar spoons is simple. I might try that in a second. What a great drink this is. You get so much character and evolution, and all of it is in that, it's got a real kind of thing going on to it. It's an angry kind of drink. Not angry, it's a real,
like
it's an
Sonic.
animal. It's a beast, you know? You let this thing take you, it's not going to let you go. It's
yeah,
like dark
but
chocolate.
Sonic 2,
That's what it
in
is.
my opinion,
The coffee and
was
the
definitely
cocoa
the
bitters
greatest
and
one.
the Angostura Amaro and the tequila all work together to present like a very dark chocolate. So if you wanted to, I
gosh.
think you could sweeten that up to taste, and you would probably, it would be a totally viable cocktail. Meredith, try it as is. I don't think you were around when we did this one either.
I don't think so.
I think I invented this in the solo days.
I prefer that to an espresso martini.
Oh,
personally.
interesting. Okay, yeah, a little less sweet. Sure.
Less sweet, a little more bitter, a little more of a sipper.
What do you think about the
More
new
of a
one coming
thinker.
out? I think
Let's see
it
if
actually
we can
looks
make
pretty
it into
awesome.
Ooh.
I might
And
pull
then
that trailer
really
up.
late, you get that Amaro.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice.
Let's just see what a little extra sweetness does in there. Just throwing a
Oops,
little
that's
extra
not what I
sweetness in
wanted.
there, see if
Whoa,
that
whoa,
changes
whoa,
this
whoa.
drink significantly. So
There we go.
I don't mind.
Oh my god, this is not not what I was going for. There we go. Hey, I'm gonna pull it up. There's a new game coming out this fall. I just can't remember what it's called. Guess I'm just going to the official YouTube. Oh, Sonic Superstars, I think. Wait, no. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah. Hang on, let me search the trailer. I think it looks pretty good. Like, as a fan of the classic Sonic games and the momentum gameplay, like just everything about how they work, I actually think this looks pretty legitimate. like finally something that's an actual successor in, with better graphics and all that, of course, but plays like the old one. Very, very pretty looking too. Really good visuals. Like that's all we've ever wanted. We won't, if you're gonna make. Oh, and this guy, I can't remember his name, but I remember him from like the comics and the cartoons, I think. But like that's all we've ever wanted out of a new Sonic game. Like, yeah, make new games, upgrade the graphics and visuals and add some neat little new gameplay twists here and there, but overall, like, have it play like Sonic the Hedgehog. And that's what this looks like. Actually looks pretty cool, I think. And then this is the opening animation, apparently. Yeah, from Game Gear games, yeah. Kind of reminds me of the artwork, the art style from the Sonic CD introduction. That's a neat ability. Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. Origins Plus. Yeah, I heard Origins Plus did a pretty good job of upgrading that collection. Oh, and then there's gonna be Lego. Oh wait, I think it's actually already out. Dude, that's so cool. Anytime you can include Lego. Pre-order now for exclusive Lego Eggman character skin. Very nice. I'm down. Like I say, Sonic Mania. Since you mentioned that, Sonic Mania is really good. I've not like finished it, but like every 6 months to a year, I get this itch to play Sonic the Hedgehog. But I don't want to play any like the 3D games or whatever. And I'll sometimes turn on Sonic Mania, and it's pretty solid. I mean, considering it was primarily designed by a fan, they did a good job. I did think that last Sonic game that just came out, which I now cannot remember the name of, but the big open world one and stuff. That actually looked okay to me. I just didn't get into it. I didn't buy it or anything. Why am I looking up YouTube? That's not what I want. The hyper transformations. Which games were those using? Because I don't. Yeah, Sonic 3. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna find a video on boba. I guess I could have typed in what is boba. That's what I'm gonna search. Bubble tea? 10 years ago. Been around for a while? Huh. Apparently it's been around for a while, but it seems to have become like a big thing for like the last year. Wait, the rise of bubble tea despite cancer-causing allegations. Alright, let's check that out real quick. I'm interested.
June 30th, 2019. Siblings on their way to visit a friend decide to make a detour. They're going to get bubble tea. Little do they know, this stop would be a fatal mistake. This complex beverage was about to reveal its darker side. The sister would soon succumb
See, I've
to
never
her
had
favorite
this. I
drink.
didn't know what it was.
And soon, new shocking headlines about bubble tea gave people more reasons to question its safety. This is the story of how bubble tea went from a drink everyone was afraid of to one that took the world over by storm. It all begins with the seemingly innocent tapioca pearls which come from this unassuming
I think
ingredient, the
Should be able to.
cassava root,
I don't have
a
it blocked.
versatile crop native to South America. To make tapioca pearls, the cassava root is washed, peeled, and grated before the starch inside is extracted and refined into small round balls. They then arrive at tea shops like this. The pearls are then boiled for 30 minutes before sitting at room temperature for another 30 minutes, creating the jelly-like texture they are known for. The tea itself, bubble tea, also known as pearl tea, boba, QQ, or milk tea, is produced by marrying the earthy flavors of tea with the creamy richness of milk.
Huh.
The drink is made by shaking the milk tea with ice and sugar. Afterwards, customers have the option of adding toppings like tapioca pearls to their drink. Contrary to popular belief, the name bubble tea actually refers to the bubbles that appear when the drink is shaken, not the tapioca pearls themselves. This enticing beverage has
I've
come a
literally
long way
never heard of
since
this
its humble
until
beginnings,
this year.
but its history is anything but sweet. It was filled with lies, deceit, and a handful of deaths
My gosh.
before it captured the hearts
Pretty
of
dramatic
millions.
over some tea.
The unique drink's origins can be traced back to the bustling streets of Taiwan in the 1980s.
What?
After a trip to Japan revealed that people were drinking their coffee cold, the owner of this tea room returned home and began experimenting. And, in 1983, started selling cold milk tea to their customers. But it was their product development manager, Lin Xiaohui, who came up with the bubble tea we know and love today. She had been bringing a tapioca pearl-filled dessert to work to share with her coworkers. One day, while in a staff meeting, she inadvertently created what we know today as bubble tea by pouring her leftover tapioca pudding into her cold milk tea. Intrigued, her colleagues did the same and loved it. The new drink was immediately added to the menu, instantly catching the attention of their customers. It was an instant success, inspiring a number of copycats. It started
like those
spreading
cups, that's
amongst
kinda cool.
nearby tea rooms, quickly rising in popularity across Taiwan. Soon, it would become the most popular beverage in the entire country.
What the
And
heck?
it wasn't long before it spread
How
to
have
the
I
rest
never
of
heard
the
of
world.
this?
But unfortunately, bubble tea's global rise would eventually be scarred by scandal, tragedy, and deaths. As the beverage's popularity continued to soar,
I'm not sure if you heard me, Sky,
concerns
but
about its high sugar content
think you
and
should be able to
caffeine
send
levels
links. I
posing
don't
health
think I have them
risks,
blocked in the chat.
especially for children, made headlines. Singapore's Mount Alvernia Hospital issued a warning against bubble tea for its risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and arthritis.
My gosh.
To fight the first wave of bad press, fruit teas, sugar-free options, and non-dairy substitutes like almond and oat milk were introduced. Health-conscious consumers could now also choose green or herbal teas instead of milk teas for lighter, antioxidant-rich options. But these weren't the only health concerns making headlines. Bubble tea would be facing a very serious scandal next. A smear
yeah, I don't think they're
campaign.
appearing. Let me check something.
In 2012, rumors began swirling that the tapioca pearls in bubble tea contained harmful carcinogens. A study by the University Hospital Aachen in Germany took samples from a bubble tea chain in northwest Germany and claimed that traces of cancer-causing chemicals were found in tapioca balls. Numerous news outlets started reporting on
Yeah,
the study,
I don't
and
see
the
it.
news spread quickly. Soon, the entire world was buzzing with concern over the
Let me go check
potential
my
risks of this once-beloved
Settings,
beverage.
see if there's something I can do there.
The impact of these claims was immediate and devastating. Customers who once eagerly lined up for the sweet drink now avoided it. People everywhere began to worry that each sip of bubble tea might bring them closer to a life-threatening illness. Sales of bubble tea plummeted, and many bubble tea shops around the world struggled to stay afloat. In the midst of the chaos, some journalists began questioning the evidence within the study. They found that, in reality, the levels of the potentially harmful chemicals in bubble tea's tapioca pearls were much lower than what could be considered dangerous. And the actual risk to people who enjoyed bubble tea was extremely small, if it existed at all. With truth circulating and drowning out the lies, all seemed to be looking up for the beverage. But little did the public know, bubble tea was far from getting itself out of bad publicity. Reports of people being admitted to the emergency room due to the beverage started to increase, with someone even tragically losing their life. In one reported case out of China, a teen found himself in excruciating pain and unable to digest food. After
That's
having
crazy.
failed to digest the starchy pearls, the small balls melded together, forming a large lump that needed surgery to remove. Another report saw a 19-year-old fall into a diabetic coma. She had been drinking 2 cups of the sweet drink every day. Her blood sugar levels were 25 times higher than normal. In a separate case, a young man in the United States scared himself and his friends when he choked on the chewy pearls. He ended up in a medically induced coma.
Jesus.
And then there was this tragic story. The young girl who stopped for bubble tea with her brother. A stop that ended up costing her life.
Okay. So
While
it looks like
taking the last
YouTube,
gulp of her favorite drink, tapioca
they just
pearls
block
got
them by
stuck
default.
in her
Let me see
airways,
if I can change it.
triggering her existing asthma. After being rushed to the hospital, she sadly passed away. These incidents, and countless others like them, painted a grim picture of the hidden dangers lurking within every cup of bubble tea. In order to overcome these obstacles, some vendors introduced healthier toppings such as fruit and aloe jelly, and to avoid choking hazards, popping boba became a thing. Against all odds, bubble tea has managed to push past its negative shadow. The allure of bubble tea cafes continues to captivate young people across the globe. Vibrant social hubs offer a unique,
Yeah, so
relaxing
I don't see a
atmosphere
setting where I can
friends
change it. It just
gather,
says URL sent to
unwind,
live chat
and
are
enjoy
blocked.
bubble tea.
I think they just do that
The
by
global
default.
market size of bubble tea in 2022 was valued at $2.29
Yeah, it's definitely not showing up
billion.
in the
beverage
chat.
continues to soar in popularity and be loved by millions around the world. The drink's tumultuous past serves as a testament to its resilience, and only time will tell what the future holds for bubble tea, a drink that conquered the world
But
despite its deadly
you might be able
reputation.
to post it on my, because I put up a community post for my stream. So if you want to drop it there, I think I could go find it. I think that would work. Yeah, I might have to do a little bit of digging to see, but yeah, it says that they're just kind of blocked by default, and I don't seem to have like an option to change it anywhere. That's interesting though, on the boba tea. I had no idea that it's been a thing for so long and that it had all this history to it. Like seriously, I only started hearing about it like within the last year. I think there was a streamer I was watching. What do you mean there aren't any comments? Oh no, I was saying, yeah, there's no comments while we're live. On my profile, like on my channel, there should be the community tab. Oh, okay. Let me go look. Okay, let me go take a look. Oh wow, they've already made the changes for the channels and stuff. That's crazy. Oh, I see. The music link? Is that what it is? So I'm not going to play it on stream just because I don't want to get copyright claimed. But I will definitely check it out. Because like I always try to find like copyright free music and stuff like that to play, because I had a video the other day, or a stream, sorry, where we watched daily dose of the internet stuff at the end of the stream, and some clip or multiple clips within the daily dose of the internet stuff got me copyright claimed. It was by like Fox News actually. So I think it was like a clip that they had used somewhere on a broadcast, and so of course it doesn't hurt my channel per se, but it did end up in that case restricting the video, or the stream, so that it could not be seen basically anywhere in the world but the US. And I was like, well, that doesn't help me very much, you know? Oh, really? I mean, it's also possible they're not like super worried about having their stuff get claimed. Right. Yeah, so Sega specifically may not, but it also might just be in the YouTube database, because their algorithm will just find stuff and be like, oh, this belongs to so-and-so. Either way, I'll look into it. I'll check out the music because I like that kind of music. think I'm gonna find like one more video to watch for tonight. I can't be on too late. Gotta work lunch shift tomorrow. See if there's anything interesting going on the main page. I never look up the main page of YouTube. Well, not without being signed in, I suppose. Some of this stuff, I'm like, wow, this is what YouTube pushes on people, huh? $630, dang. Yeah, listen to that forever. Oh my goodness, high school locker rooms. See if we can find something funny to finish out with.
Alright, I already touched on the unspeakable things that go down in the high school bathrooms, bro. But there's only one place on earth that is more foul than those bathrooms. And it's the goddamn locker rooms. That room smells like complete and utter dog shit mixed with Axe spray. Like maybe I just went to school with a whole lot of Discord mods, but the rancid smell of the boys' locker room would contaminate anything in a 50-foot radius. And shit, Lord knows what goes down in that questionable place. Like you'll walk in there and see anything, bro. Motherfuckers will be having fights, chicken fights, group fights, sword fights. Like any laws and rules simply don't apply to the boys' locker room. Motherfuckers will be throwing hands, selling drugs, committing arson, committing several counts of fucking tax evasion. Shit,
tax evasion.
It's pretty much a GTA lobby in that bitch. Like I remember one day I walked into PE and my teacher was like, "Hey, where's your PE strip?" And I was like, "Shit, it's in the locker room." So I walk into the locker room and there's just two motherfuckers throwing hands and they just stop and look at me.
Do you do any
like,
kind of content or anything like that, Sky?
I'm gonna just get my backpack and shit. So yeah. All right,
I'm gonna just get my backpack.
And then they just went back to beating the shit out of each other. Now listen, I don't spend too much time in the girls' locker room, but anytime I walk by there, that shit smells like rose petals and rainbows.
Oh my
God.
God.
I can only imagine there's no group fights, no chicken fights.
I don't know about any of that.
Hopefully no fucking sword fights. And bro, you deadass can't leave shit in the locker room. Like, if you leave anything not locked up, it's gone. These kids are ruthless, bro. They're snatching your wallet, your phone, your clothes. Shit, they're taking your PB&J sandwich. And the thing is, if you want your PB&J back, you're gonna have to get it back in blood because
any kind of content,
no laws
like,
in the
or
locker
I guess
room.
just
See, if someone snatched my sandwich in
like
math class,
YouTube or
I'm
play video
turning
games
into
or anything like
6'9", bro. Mr. Cumminson, Jordan Johnson here, who lives on 123 Stickman Drive, postal code STK53Z, just stole my peanut butter and jelly sandwich my mom made me. So
just stole my peanut. Yeah, that would be what I get
suspended.
defensive over.
But if you try to tell a teacher about anything that happened in the locker rooms, they don't give a fuck. Mr. Principal, Jordan Johnson just stabbed me and stole my backpack, my phone, my wallet, and my ID.
Damn. I'm sorry to hear that.
Looks like the Pringles man.
Where did this happen?
It was in the locker room after PE.
Oh, you said the locker room? You're just gonna have to get it back in blood.
Back in blood? What are you talking about?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. The way you're snitching right now, you kind of look like a bitch.
But yo, one time me, Billy, and Bob were coming back to the locker room after some good old dodgeball, and Billy notices a dude rummaging through his backpack. So he's like, yo, what are you doing, bro? But when he turned around, Billy was bamboozled to find out the kid rummaging through his bag, he was special. And there was just this moment of silence. Yo, am I supposed to like beat his ass right now, or bro? I'm sure you didn't take anything.
Am I
Just
supposed to
politely
beat his
ask
ass?
for your bag back. All right, yeah. Oh, hey man, can I get my bag back, please? And the kid just hugged Billy, and then he left.
What?
And I'm still confused to this day. But I'm gonna be honest. Locker rooms weren't all that bad. Cause sometimes you'd walk in that hole and they would just be throwing a party. Now it still smells like ass. And there was literally no females, but it was still kinda lit. Like you'd walk in there and it would transform into the club. Shout out my Lego, that's me. I'm in this bitch with TP. I'm in this bitch with train. Or you'll walk in there and they'll just be giving
Somehow
out
I
free
don't believe
pizza. Like walking into the locker room is a gamble. You might walk in there and get robbed, or you'll get some fucking pizza. I don't know. But what I do know is there's only 10 types of dudes in the locker room. Starting with that one kid who must have thought it was the 1800s the way he was whipping motherfuckers. Next, we got the poor guy who's just trying to change. He's quiet, he's normal, and he changes. It's a locker room, so it makes sense.
He uses
Then we
it for
got
what
that
it's
one
for.
poor soul who gets absolutely cooked by the entire locker room. Yo, why is Kevin built like Mike Wazowski? Bro's got no neck.
He didn't even
We're
do
stick
anything
men.
anyway.
None of
He's
us
just
have
there.
neck. Shut up. You skip neck day.
He skips neck
You
day.
skipped
Next, we
neck
got
day?
Bob.
That's not really a thing.
Bob's just that guy that casually takes his shirt off, and he's built like Giga Chad. Like, shit. Fucking sexy ass Bob. And I don't know why, but there was always that one guy who thought it was a good idea to just whip his nuts out. Unprovoked, uncalled for, completely out of pocket. Like, what do you look like with your nuts out in a room with 30 half-naked sweaty dudes? Like, personally in that situation, I'm keeping my balls in my boxers. Thank you very much. And bro, tell me why there was always one kid who was just dousing himself in Axe spray. And it's always the mustiest motherfucker doing it too. Like, who's gonna
Well, I
tell
mean-
him that Axe spray doesn't replace taking showers?
Yeah.
bruh? And I don't
Or
know about
deodorant,
your
actual
locker
deodorant.
room, but for mine, there was always a dude eating. Like, out of all the places on earth, why are you eating in the locker room? Like, for some reason, there's
Yeah, that
something
would be
about
kinda nasty.
eating around a bunch of dudes in their boxers that just doesn't sit right with me. I mean, simply by bringing
like the
that
animation in
sandwich
this.
into the locker room makes
It's
it
super simple, but
contaminated.
it's funny.
That sandwich will be tasting like wet dog and Axe spray. And next, we got the kid who just makes as much noise as humanly possible. Shut the fuck up. And then there's that one dude who decides he's having a shower. And all power to that guy, but personally, there is no fucking way I'm showering in school. Like, I can't trust this little door to stop these menaces from breaking into my shower.
Oh,
Because
God.
remember, there's no laws in the locker room. Like, it's no jail, but I'm sure if you drop the soap in there, you're gonna get violated. And of course, you got the fiend. There's
Corrupted.
always a dude fiending for a vape in every locker room. And it's low-key worse in the locker room than the bathrooms. Like, these locker room fiends would do a little bit too much for some nicotine. I've seen them pay $5 for a single hit, and fuck, I don't want to know what they'll do for a hit when they run out of money. And still,
Bro.
I'm not gonna lie, the high school bathrooms get wild. They'll be hotboxed, there'll be fight clubs, but the thing about the bathrooms is a teacher can walk in at any time and get every student suspended. Like, even the poor kid taking a piss will probably get suspended just by association, which is exactly why the high school locker rooms get so fucking rowdy, because there's truly no teacher strong enough to stop the buffoonery that goes on in these locker rooms. So they don't even try. Shit, I
Well,
don't care if your
man.
teacher is John Cena. There is no single
glad I
man
never
who
had to
can
deal
put
with
a
it.
stop to the fuck shit that goes
I didn't
down
know it was
in
this
the
bad.
locker rooms. But there is one thing that can.
Couldn't be
A
exaggerated at all.
female.
That's actually kind of funny. I'll have to remember this channel.
Yo,
See what other themes of videos they have. 1.13 million subscribers on 58 videos. That's impressive. Munchies, intrusive thoughts, vaping. Okay. School dances. Yeah, Zage, I'm actually about to end the stream here in a minute anyways, so all good. Yeah, it was just kind of a chillin', watching some YouTube videos and stuff this time. Might have a more of a theme for the next stream, but thanks for coming out. This definitely might be a worthwhile channel to check out. There's some good stuff on here, it looks like. Anyways, yeah, I think I'm about to end this up. I think got about almost 2 hours, I think, for tonight. But I do have to work a lunch shift tomorrow, so I don't want to be up too late. I feel like I haven't been getting the best of sleep lately. Like, today was my day off, and I don't know why I have this problem where on my days off, I cannot sleep in. Like, if I have to work the next day, I'll want to just keep sleeping. But if I'm off that day, I'll just wake up early in the morning and be like, all right, it's time to do stuff. Like, no, this was my day to sleep till like noon. Ain't gonna happen. But either who, yeah, insomnia, I feel like I kind of have that sometimes. I don't know. I go to the gym regularly and I try to do okay on like diet and all that stuff, but I'm also kind of a caffeine addict, so that doesn't really help me. And my schedule will be all over the place. There's times where I'm working, nighttime and I'm closing, and then I'm back the next, morning for, a lunch shift. So it does kind of mess with you a little bit. I try to work with it as best I can. So, oh yeah. Yeah, like even tonight, like even if I end the stream, I'll probably still be up till like 3 o'clock. Just laying there, looking at stuff on my phone. I'll have YouTube on my TV or whatever, listening to some video. So, well, that was fun. Had a couple new people in here. It was nice to meet you, Sky. I posted a comment on the community thing in response to you. I'll check out the music for sure. But if anybody is still around, or if they are watching the video on demand, just so you know, Rival Indigo basically everywhere. I'm also on Threads. That's kind of my primary like open social media, along with Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but I have it, the account privated. I don't really use it anymore. So, and also on Twitch. I don't use that very much, but occasionally it's, gets like a Warzone or a Dead by Daylight stream when I'm bored and I want to play some video games online. But it's been a good one. Hopefully the next one's a little more thought out, have a little more going on. But I appreciate anybody who comes out, checks out the streams, and hopefully we can continue to grow this thing and I just get better as I go. I've only been live streaming for like a week and a half. So my whole channel before was primarily edited content. I still do that. I have weekly takes, which is my little mini podcast I do every Sunday night that I put out that's edited. But the live streaming thing is like brand new for me. So I aim to improve for sure. But I appreciate everybody for coming out. And I'll definitely make sure y'all know when I'm streaming again. I'll see you next time.